do 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 do. Yes, that is correct. We are here for another One Piece video. Probably wondering, One Piece video, what are you talking about? You don't do One Piece videos. Well, yes, I do, and I did, and it was a chapter review for like chapter 1000 and something. I don't know what it was. But One Piece is actually one of my favorite shows, and I really do enjoy this show. Now, today's video, gonna get straight into it. I saw trending, not trending, but just really like recommended, always on my screen, the best One Piece theory you'll ever watch. Now, I clicked on this video, I'm like, all right, let's watch it. First 20 seconds had me convinced this is the best One Piece theory I will ever watch, probably. Because I was so hooked. This person who breaks it down, first 20 seconds, and the video is 22 minutes long, so it's gonna be a long one. I'm gonna get straight into it, but first 20 seconds, like, oh, I was like, I had to stop the video. I'm like, no, I have to react to this with you guys. That's what we're gonna do right now. We're gonna react to this best One Piece theory you ever watch. I'll try not to pause it. Obviously, it's a long video, and I'll try to just keep it running. If there's anything like groundbreaking, I would have to pause and talk about it or be like, what? But yeah, let's get straight into it. Hopefully the audio is good.
Thank you, Squarespace, for sponsoring this video. Have you ever realized that when you take the D initial and put it in front of the title,
it wasn't
of the
this
story,
that got me hooked,
it becomes
but yeah.
a new word? Coincidence, you might say now. But when you take the same D initial and put it in front of Enies Lobby that otherwise makes no fucking sense, it suddenly becomes another English word. Denies. Yeah, I know.
Denies.
My mind as well. So now that I know that you're gonna watch this video till the end, let me tell you the crazy story of how the Japanese One Piece community convinced me that the ancient kingdom was part of Jaya, that it's now at the bottom of the sea under Enies Lobby, and that Skypiea and Dressrosa tell us what happened during the Void Century. At the end of all this, I promise you, you will laugh as maniacally as I did when I found out just how in your face this all might have been like all along. Okay, here we go. I'm so excited to share this.
One Piece!
One! Shirohige! Shirohige!
In chapter 253, we learned that Upper Yard in Skypiea actually used to be part of the island Jaya down on sea level.
Oh, they did, yeah.
When you put both maps together, they form one giant skull-shaped island with modern Jaya being the teeth and the legendary golden city of Shandora as the right eye. Oh, yeah, and there is a giant perfectly round gaping hole where the other eye should have been. Why is no one mentioning this? There is an ancient city in the one eye, and the second eye looks like someone ripped out the one piece of the island that made the second eye of the skull.
It's not One Piece, the island.
Are you telling me? Yes, this video is also about the true nature of the One Piece and why Skypiea was actually not the least important, but the most important part of the story. And we all didn't see it.
Underrated.
I first stumbled across the centerpiece for this theory when doing research for my Enel video. I came across this new Japanese One Piece YouTuber called Yuderon who absolutely rocks the Daft Punk mask and who has this crazy video about the true essence of the One Piece. Since I luckily speak some Japanese, I watched it all and it blew my mind so damn hard that I think I just sat there for like 5 minutes straight staring at my PC. Now, for whatever reason, this theory does just not exist in the English-speaking community. So I asked him on Twitter if he would be willing to let me share his thoughts and got completely ghosted. At least he followed me back though. Thanks. So in good old pirate spirit, I decided to share with the people what belongs with the people. Okay, so the first thing that absolutely caught me by surprise is how much more Oda seems to play with words, numbers, and letters than we English-speaking fans seem to realize. Best example that is actually also relevant for this video is One Piece itself. In Japanese, One Piece is written in the katakana alphabet as One Piece. But this is only on top of an actual Japanese phrase. Hitotsunagi Daihyo. This is usually read as
Daihyo.
Hitotsunagi, the great treasure of the One Piece, as in the one piece of a whole, Hito as in one. However, this could also be read as Hitotsunagi, Hito as in humans, making it the treasure that connects all people, which of course One Piece is all about. So as I was saying, the core idea of this theory is that Jaya did not only lose a chunk of its land once when Upper Yard was catapulted into the sky by the knock-up stream 400 years ago, but
Already
also
very
800 years ago when the city located in the
Void
left eye was
Century.
ripped out in the war with the world government. Which, when we look at the map, would theoretically work, right? One city as the right eye and one city as the left eye, making the island one ancient kingdom. So what's my proof for all this, you ask?
I'm still kind of
Oh,
focused.
there is a lot. First of all, the
Still
name
here.
of the series, One Piece, and there is exactly one piece missing in this map. If Laugh Tale itself was the One Piece missing from the former ancient kingdom,
No.
that would fit, right? No pun intended. Then there is also a ton of small hints regarding
One Piece
the
better not
island's
be an
left
island.
eye being hidden or destroyed
scaring
throughout
me.
Skypiea. For instance, in the cover of Volume 27, Luffy has his left eye closed. And I noticed that the same is sort of true for Robin in Volume 24 as
Robin.
well. We also have Pedro's missing left eye, Shanks' scar, Luffy's scar,
Left
Zoro's
eye.
scar, and the Jolly Roger of Doflamingo, a former celestial dragon where the Skull's left eye is just literally stroked out. Now, the volumes surrounding the Skypiea arc are
'cause
actually some of
Doflamingo
the
is
most
obviously
critical in the entire story.
celestial dragon.
Tons of
He has a
important
lot.
characters get introduced here. We meet Blackbeard and learn about the importance of dreams. We meet Bellamy and Doflamingo, who are also extremely
Terrible
relevant
laugh.
to this theory. And we see the meetings of Shanks and Whitebeard, as well as Ace and Buggy, all of which are super
Buggy.
closely related to Roger, who, by the way,
Yep.
decided to leave a little message on the poneglyph in Shandora out of all places he could have done so. But the person most
true.
connected to Roger in a way that we meet in this arc is none other than Mont Blanc Nolans. He's a
The goat.
direct parallel to Roger, and their connection is one big hint
Nolan!
that Jaya was the ancient kingdom and that Laugh Tale is its missing
He's the
part.
goat. He appears in Dressrosa as well. Man, what a G.
Noland is basically Roger, but in many ways reverted. Both of them were very powerful, free-spirited
Man,
adventurers.
bring him back
This panel
again.
here, where only Noland can hear the sound of the bell, strongly suggests that just like Luffy
voice
and
of all
Roger,
things.
he had the voice of
Nolan
all
has the
things.
voice
Both of
of
them
all
found
things.
legendary places, Shandora and Laugh Tale. Both came back with no evidence, and both were
Yeah.
sentenced to death and executed. However, here the stories start to invert each other. While Nolan was deemed a liar for his speech, Roger sparked a new era of piracy. Nolan didn't know the way back to Shandora, but Roger did know the way to Laugh
Laugh
Tale.
Tale.
Nolan cried while Roger laughed. And
Yeah.
Nolan actually told the truth in the end, as the City of Gold was real, while Roger sort of lied, as the core of the One Piece is not gold and silver. And so given all these parallels, wouldn't it make
Yeah.
a ton of sense that Nolan found the City of the Right Eye, while Roger found the one on the left? In Mocktown, at the beginning of the arc, Bellamy makes fun of dreamers and says that the era of dreams is over. He explicitly names the Golden City and the One Piece as two such delusions. And yet, as you very well know, the arc ends by Luffy ringing the Golden Bell, proving that the Golden City was there all along.
Look at Enel. Eneru.
Well, wouldn't it be extremely fitting then, even ironic, if the One Piece, the second location of dreams, used to be in the very same spot that Bellamy used to make fun of both of them? Further, when we reach the ruins of Shandora, Robin explicitly states that there is no doubt that this city fought against the enemy in the war.
この土地にポーネグリフが運び込まれている。
Poneglyph.
間違いない。敵に対してこの土地は戦ったんだ。
Robin, you gotta
If
explain what's
Shandora
happening in
was
these
part of the ancient kingdom, that would
poneglyphs,
only
man.
be logical then, wouldn't it? Not only as an ally, but as a part of the whole. Also, we can't ignore the fact that Shandora is the only place we know of where the ancient script found on the poneglyphs is actually used as the regular writing system found on the buildings and walls there. And so since we know that the Kozuki clan were the ones
Yep,
who actually
made
created the poneglyphs
poneglyphs.
for the ancient kingdom, and that this script is used very casually here, wouldn't the easiest explanation be that Shandora was part of the ancient kingdom? And given recent events, wouldn't that also explain why the sun god, who we now know as Nika, is heavily referenced here by the people as well? We even see Luffy in the exact same pose as him. And when I saw that panel of Nika, I immediately thought of the Shandian soldiers. And since Nika and Joy Boy, both names associated with laughter,
I think Luffy is actually the, I think he is Joy Boy, I think. Kaido refers, oh, you thought you could be Joy Boy or something. I think Luffy is Joy Boy. Somehow he's like time traveled and he's actually from, you know what, my theories suck. I'm gonna keep watching.
Quite possibly describe the very same person from 800 years ago. Wouldn't it make sense that these traditions live on in Jaya because it was once part of this one ancient kingdom? And then I thought to myself, oh, but the sun isn't the only majorly important symbol in the story, is it? One of the most consistently returning themes in One Piece is also the moon. It's everywhere, and I can't begin to count all the significant things that happened under a full moon in the story. The sun and the moon obviously go hand in hand in pretty much any mythology. On Zou, another ally of the ancient kingdom, we even get guardians of the night and the day with Nekomamushi and Inuarashi. So, wouldn't it make sense for the right city to be the city of the sun and the left city to be the city of the moon? By the way, I just looked it up. In Teotihuacan, one of the ancient cities of Mexico that Shandora is based on, there actually is a pyramid of the sun and a pyramid of the moon. The very same moon, by the way, which is part of the Kozuki heritage and whose crest is pretty much the same as the Shandians. And while I was thinking this, I found this crazy color spread of chapter 269, where we see the Straw Hats in a place looking suspiciously like Wano, surrounded by the birds from the Kozuki crest. A crest that, by the way, has also crossbones, but no skull. Okay, this is chapter 269. The last panel of chapter 268 is this. Yeah, coincidence?
I think not!
The inscription on the pillar that Robin reads in the ruins says, "We are the ones who weave history with the sound of the great bell." Come on, we are the ones who weave history? Clearly the Kozuki. And it also reminds me of this verse from Bing Sake that says, "Goodbye harbor of the spinning village." On top of that, I then remembered that the Shandians came down from the moon to Jaya with very advanced technology, making them the perfect candidates to be a part of an ancient, powerful kingdom. Okay, I'm gonna let you breathe here for a second. So, real quick, I want to say thank you to Squarespace, who's the sponsor of this main. Okay, break over. Next up is a concept that I learned from Yuderon that changed my perspective on Oda's writing completely. According to him, Oda absolutely loves playing with the numbers of the chapters to either describe what is gonna happen in this chapter or even hide a deeper message. One really interesting and way too specific date that Oda gives us in the story is the 12th of May, 1122, the day that Noland discovers Jaya. Oda usually never gives us specific dates for anything, so why now? Generally, dates in Japanese are written as year, month, day. So 1122, 512. Now, if you take the individual numbers and the pronunciation from both Japanese and English, you get this. Hitotsu ni koko ni iru. Hitotsu ni koko ni iru. The one is here. Interestingly enough, the volume title of 31 is also Koko ni iru. I am right here. So is this the One Piece literally telling us that it's right here? The next date we get is the 16th of November, 1127, 5 years later, when Shandora gets knocked into the sky. Same game. This time we get Hitotsunagi In Torodoroku. Do you remember? Hitotsunagi is the One Piece, and In is the sound of a bell. Thus, this stage reads, the One Piece roars with the sound of a bell. The bell coincidentally being part of the unfulfilled promise to Noland to ring the bell that was then inherited over generations.
I need to check more videos of this guy out first of all, because he's genius. And the research he does with this theory is like top. I've already subbed to this guy, sub to him, because his theories are, I'm liking this video already. I want to see his theories on, if he doesn't cover the Will of D, I want to see if he has a theory of that, because I'm very curious.
generations until Luffy was finally the one to fulfill it. Another promise that was unfulfilled and inherited to future generations was that of Joy Boy, not 400 but 800 years ago.
魚人島との約束を破ったことへの謝罪文だという。
So, when you subtract another 400 years back to the Void Century from Noland's two dates 400 years ago, 1122 and 1127 minus 400, you get the years 722 and 727. The first possibly marking the promise by Joy Boy to the Mermaid Princess, and the second might be the year of destruction of the Ancient Kingdom. I know we're really deep into this right now, but stay with me because what comes next absolutely blew my mind. When you take these two numbers, 722 and 727, and look at the corresponding chapters, you don't get some random stuff happening. No. 722 is the reveal that Doflamingo is a celestial dragon. In this chapter, he tells Law about how the 20 kings created the world government. 19 of the 20 families deciding to move to Merijoa, while the Nefertari family was the only one who did not go. The descendants of these kings, the world nobles, still live there today. And so this meant that 19 of these countries had to elect new royalties and new kings, and so new royal families were established. As a result, the new ruling family in Dressrosa were the Riku family, while the family that left for Merijoa were the Don Quixote family. Ancient history. Okay, so anything else that might be interesting happening in this chapter? Oh, yeah, we have a literal golden bell ringing in close-up. And then there is Jolla. Do you remember Jolla and her great artwork? Yeah, me neither. But look at this
hair.
Abstract masterpiece of hers here. A giant gate with two eyes. The right one, bright like the sun, is open. The left one, dark like the night, is crying. I think I don't have to spell this one out for you, right? This might well represent the Ancient Kingdom being destroyed and ripped out of Jaya. All while Brook is playing music on top of it. And we all know how important music is in the One Piece endgame as well. And after defeating Jolla, he even says this.
すみません。私やっぱり芸術わかりません。目が節穴ですから。
At the same time, the Straw Hats and Tontada start the battle to restore the honor of the fallen king and regain their freedom. Chapter 727, meanwhile, where the fight in Block D continues. Okay, this might actually just be coincidence. We hear the story of Doflamingo taking over the country by staging King Riku and his men going against their own people.
What about this?
国中が恐怖に震え上がり
Young
陸王を
Dolphin!
心底恨み切った時だ
The wordplay we get for this chapter number is chi ni ochiru, falling to the ground. Not only how Dressrosa fell, but also how the Ancient Kingdom fell. Jolla even says that her cryptic art is meant to represent the tragedy of Dressrosa. So also the tragedy of the Ancient Kingdom? Now, you might rightly say, oh Hara, if Dressrosa is the representation of the fall of the Ancient Kingdom, what connection is there between Shandora and Dressrosa? Oh right, this is a rhetorical question, right? The connection is this.
導いてくれたというトンタッタ王国の伝説の
Oh,
ヒーロー
yep,
The
yep.
chapter where Nolan finds out that Shandora has vanished while Kalgara waits for Nolan's promised return is chapter 292, titled Like the Half Moon Hidden by the Clouds. Again, the symbol of the moon that we can also find on Nolan's ship in this chapter. And the wordplay for this chapter is tsukini, two moons. In other words, two half moons making a whole, making the sun. Wouldn't it also make a lot of sense that the D is actually a half moon? 800 years ago, the people
no
of the sun
way.
were overthrown, and the
D's a half
became
moon.
the One Piece. A circle became half a circle and became eventually a letter. The will of D then being to be made one whole again, becoming the sun, becoming One Piece. Okay, I thought to myself at this point, this already makes way too much sense. But now on to the biggest mystery of
Sorry,
it
I'm
all.
stretching right now.
Why do I think that the One Piece and or Laugh Tale is at Enies Lobby?
One Piece is at Enies Lobby.
島の裏手にあって四方の塔から飲み行けるようだ
なんだこりゃ黒いのなんだ
黒いのは滝だ
The same Enies Lobby, by the way, whose main villain is called Rob Lucci, the one who robs the light. Just saying. Okay, so we have One Piece that when adding the D2, it gives us Done Piece. A done piece. The first thing that
Done
connects
piece.
Enies Lobby to this is that it also takes a D. Suddenly, Enies Lobby that makes no sense as a word becomes denies. Denies what? I
denies
thought.
the
But it's
One Piece,
probably more
maybe?
of denies who. When you really think about it,
Denies
Enies
Joy Boy?
Lobby is one of the most freakish places we've ever visited in the
Kinda
story.
weird, hey?
And I know that says something. It never gets dark there. We have the enormous gates of
Yeah, what the
justice
heck?
that no one ever seems to bother to explain, really. It is one of the central government facilities, but it makes no sense that they would hold their mock trials on an extra island instead of Impel Down, for instance. Oh, and what the is the deal with this giant hole gaping in the middle of the ocean? The moment I looked at Enies Lobby's map, it just made a lot of sense that this might have been the missing piece in the Jaya map that we're looking for.
Dang.
Shape-wise, it absolutely fits. I also wondered if these weird ancient structures on top of the island had any purpose for the Marines, but it doesn't seem like they do. So could it be that these are the remnants of an actual ancient kingdom? The missing link that we were looking for? And then the government just decides to build its own stuff on the island. Is that why they parade the pirates they capture over this island? As a forgotten
Dang.
tradition to remember their glorious victory of the pirate kingdom they fought
Going back to
against?
Enies Lobby.
I mean, it is called the Island of Justice after
Can't
all.
be, but-
Shiho no Shima in Japanese. And here I'm a little bit
Laugh
proud of
tale.
myself because I wondered that if there were
Island.
multiple readings to the word for One Piece, there might be more to this as well, right? So
I thought it was like
here's
One
what the
Piece.
dictionary told me. Shiho, obviously with different kanji combinations, next to justice, can also mean 1, 4 directions, 2, secret information, and 3, greatest treasure. Oh, okay. So we have the island of 4 directions, just like the 4 road poneglyphs you need to find Laugh Tale. The island of secret information, just as the forgotten history located on Laugh Tale. And finally, the island of the greatest treasure, the One Piece itself.
Yep.
So as a result, the government has made this one of the most guarded places in the world, where no one can sneak in during darkness, no one can escape from without opening the gates of justice,
I mean,
and that is
Sengoku's
directly
found One
connected
Piece?
to
Is
Impel
that what we're
Down
talking?
and Marija itself. For Luffy, entering this island means declaring war on the entire world government itself.
Now, how do these
It's
guys
an island
get to
that
here
denies
and make it out
entrance to
alive?
the D, the sworn
Denies entrance to
enemy
the
of
D.
the gods. And since Enies Lobby is the arc directly after Skypiea, wouldn't it be a classic Oda move for the missing piece to be right there? I mean, the Straw Hats literally come to save the one person in the world that can figure out the true nature
There's
of
no
this
way
place.
One Piece
This
is at
arc
Enies
is all
Lobby.
about Robin and her unique ability to read the ancient script and her search for the truth, and how the world government is covering it all up. Hell, don't forget that this is the arc where we first learned about the ancient kingdom in the first place. Okay, but clearly the One Piece can't be in a town full of Marines, right? So where is it?
Under the sea.
Only one way to go. Remember the inverted stories of Roger and
here we
Noland?
go.
Well, Noland's City of Dreams was pushed into the sky. Well, what if Roger's
Roger.
island got dropped to the bottom of the sea? So, let me think. Is there anything that might suggest that there's something at the bottom of Enies Lobby? What? So the wordplay from chapter 727, the fall of Dressrosa, was falling to the ground. Did Laugh Tale literally fall to the ground? I believe it did. I believe that Enies Lobby itself is the missing city from Jaya, and that under the floating island is the island of Laugh Tale and the One Piece. Just like the hidden world under Dressrosa. No wonder then that Roger laughed when he reached Laugh Tale. He had literally been to the ancient kingdom before and passed by Laugh Tale many, many times.
Is that why he
right in
laughed?
front of everyone's noses. And the ultimate
Is that
proof I
what?
have for this are Roger's very last words at his execution. The very words that start One Piece.
探せこの世のすべてをそこに置いてきた
Again here, the secret lies in the Japanese version, a true wordplay in true Oda fashion. Roger says, この世のすべてをそこに置いてきた. I left everything in this world, soko. Soko in Japanese meaning there. However, it also has a second meaning. Soko also means bottom. In other words, the second meaning of Roger's last words is, I left everything in this world at the bottom.
Sheesh. See my arm? You can't even see my arm. Anyway, wow, what a video. So Laugh Tale, but it can't be at the bottom. Because looking at that shot in the anime, when everyone's laughing and stuff, it looks like really, I know you can like get natural sunlight under the sea because we saw that in Fishman Island, but you're telling me that that shot was down under the sea? Then how'd they get back up? Or how'd they get down? Bubbles? Look, I'm gonna be talking about this in my head for a while, but I really enjoyed that video. Check it out if you guys haven't seen it, or you've obviously watched it on my channel. Give this guy a sub, Ohara, give Ohara a sub. I wanna check out more of his videos. Might do another reaction with you guys on his videos because I love me some theories. If you know me, you know I love some theories. I love speculating. I love trying to figure out what's going on in the show. If you saw my Chainsaw Man reaction, I was already like theorizing who that character was, this character. So I love it. Very big fan of this. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys like, comment your favorite anime for me to check out, or any show you want me to check out. I'll check it out. And yeah, subscribe as well if you're new. And I'll be back for another video very soon. So thanks again, and I'll catch you later. See ya.